Alright, what is up, CSBA? Welcome to Texas Tech versus Ohio State. Number 4 versus, was it 17? Aaron Hughes in the booth with me.
Yeah, Ohio State comes in ranked 17 in the coaches poll, and Texas Tech, the number 4 team, dropped 2 after preseason, but still in that top 5.
Yeah, they definitely are a good team to keep your eye on this season. Tech already attacking the basket. Da Vinci down in the post for Ohio State.
I do want to real quick just highlight a couple key players for both these sides based on last week. Texas Tech, of course, lost a very tough matchup against Gonzaga, who moved up to number 3 in the coaches polls. But some great performances from Don Machiavelli as well as Ricky Raka and Juan Carlos Uwawa really helped keep that game close. And then for Ohio State in that win against in-state rival Cincinnati, Taco Mario, of course, always a Taco Mario Profit. Excuse me, I'm mismatching my players. Kendrick Profit, the key in that game for Ohio State, as well as the Elliott brothers, Marcus and Zay.
Definitely should be a game full of a lot of fun matchups, as you see Machiavelli getting an early three-pointer there.
Yeah, Machiavelli kind of picking up right where he left off after that game against Gonzaga.
I'm loving the Tech unis. They look good on the court.
Yeah, especially with the contrast with the Ohio State unis as well.
Mm-hmm.
Great uniform combination here for both sides.
Machiavelli bringing it up for Texas Tech. He's going to give it down to Raka. Raka in the post working on Profit, goes up. No good. Da Vinci going to get the rebound.
Yeah, of the 2 freshmen that Oregon State brought in, Mario Da Vinci definitely the highlight of this incoming freshman class. He gets it to the other freshman, McFadden, unfortunately not able to knock that 3 down. That's 2 misses in a row for McFadden beyond the arc.
Mac with the ball at the top of the key. Sends it over to Machiavelli. Another 3 up. No good that time, though, as Harlem gets the rebound. Zay Elliott going to go up a contested jump shot. No good. Mac to Grosjean. Machiavelli gets the ball poked out of bounds there.
Yeah, Kendrick Profit with some uncharacteristically active hands. We don't really see him get a lot of tip passes like that, but does a great job there to prevent Machiavelli from getting the easy bucket as Zay Elliott gets called for an off-ball person.
Yeah, so Tech gonna have to inbound it again after just inbounding it.
Yeah, 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Red Raiders.
Machiavelli, another 3. He sinks that one, so he's already put up 3 attempts this game from 3.
Yeah, and he's already hit 2 of them, so currently outscoring this entire Ohio State team. Granted, it is still early in this one. I do want to give credit to Da Vinci for at least trying to get the contest on that shot by Machiavelli.
And that one's good. Smooth Vino. Tell me how to pronounce it one time and I won't get it wrong the rest of the game. I don't. Is it Grosjean?
It's Grosjean.
That is not a name that I've ever heard from where I'm from, so it's not a name I knew how to say.
That's fair. The only reason I know that it's Grosjean is because I watch F1.
Oh, okay. So we'll get it right. Mac with the ball for Texas Tech.
Say Elliott here.
Houlihan to Machiavelli. Grosjean for 3. No good. Da Vinci gets the board.
Surprised we haven't really heard a lot from O'Houlihan so far in this one. Is typically a very active contributor for this Red Raiders team, but granted, it's still early, but he's been super quiet so far.
And another miss for Ohio State. O'Houlihan brings it up. Grosjean with it on the wing, sends it back down to O'Houlihan. O'Houlihan has some space to get in there, and they're going to call an off his 3-second violation on him.
It does allow both these teams to make a few substitutions. We'll see O'Houlihan, Mack, and Rocca sit down for Texas Tech.
Bench players in now, so we'll get to see what the bench units can do against each other. Some of them, anyway.
Yeah, Machiavelli's still in at the moment for Texas Tech. We saw him working just now on Marcus Elliott.
Banner goes up over Machiavelli, no good. Octavius comes down with the board. Machiavelli, another three. Oh my goodness, he has came out hot.
Yeah, Machiavelli is nigh on fire at the moment. Getting some extended minutes here, I think, just because of how hot he is at the moment.
Buckeye with the ball. Marcus Elliott drops down to Shotsky. Shotsky goes up, gets blocked.
Shotsky gets
Steamer Jr.
by Stanley Steamer Jr.
He looks exactly like Stanley Steamer former, too, which is gorgeous. Buckeye going to inbound the ball here for Ohio State. I'm not sure it needs that clarification with a name like Buckeye, but Marcus Elliott gets blocked. Octavius up to Wawa, but he misses.
Yeah, the spring's a bit stiff here, I think, in Jamaica. We didn't see a whole lot of dunks in that last game, so Wawa not able to flush that one down.
Glass gonna go up, no good. Octavius. Deathridge. Back to Octavius in the cut there, and he gets it wide open.
Great cut by Octavius. Texas Tech proving why they didn't really drop that much despite their loss against Gonzaga, and Ohio State going to call a timeout here with 2:46 to go in the first quarter.
Yep. 13-7 after a few minutes of play. Ohio State going to come out with possession. Buckeye going to inbound the ball. Marcus Elliott on the wing. They're going to set him a screen.
Ohio State needs to find somebody, and fast. Only 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Shot is up, and it's good. Wasn't sure that they were going to make it out of that one.
Yeah, Zay Elliott, with minimal time on the shot clock, able to fire up a three ball that drops, cuts the lead back down to now 2 possessions after the play by, I'm going to butcher this name. I can feel it already.
You guys are trying to kill me. You're trying to kill me with these names. I grew up in Kentucky. If you're lucky, I can pronounce anything. Elliott to Banner. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like I need to see it spelled out. Peja Jr. He got lifted up there.
Peja Stojakovic Jr.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
it's Zach.
I could see it being that too. All these Croatian-esque names here in the CSBA now, confusing us poor commentators.
God, I tell you, I have problems with names as it is. Stojakovic, I don't know. Deathridge with the ball, I could say that one. Driving in, back out to Junior. He's gonna send it. That's what we're gonna call him for the time being.
Fair enough.
Banner takes it, go! Hammers it down. Deathridge with the ball, sends it down to Uwawa. I hope I say that one right. And he's going to try to lay it up. No good. Buckeye contested.
Thank you so much for that pronunciation guide. It's Stojakovic.
Okay, that's I'm gonna have to write these down for every Texas game. All right, pen and paper, boys. Pen and paper. Oh boy. Ohio State with possession. You think I'm kidding?
Right.
I don't think that he actually knows how to say any of that. He just uses Google Translate. Yeah, it really is.
Stojakovic, not Stojakovic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there. For the
Last doing
record,
some work in the post, not able to
I
get his
did
yoke.
actually write that down because I take an attention span, and it will be gone when I need it here in a moment. So
Fair enough. I cannot say I blame you in the slightest.
1914, end of first quarter. See, now I can't even say first. You guys broke my brain a little. Texas Tech is up, but definitely a good game so far.
Yeah, Ohio State doing a great job keeping this close. Some of the offense hasn't really been there for the Buckeyes, but they've done a great job. As that was Stojakovic poking it out. Ohio State going to maintain possession.
You have to yell his name too every time you say it. It's not sufficient enough to just say
To just say
Stojakovic.
it,
It's
yeah.
Stojakovic. Zay Elliott with the ball sends it to McFadden. McFadden for three. Green. Oh.
Yeah, that three by the freshman shrinks this lead down to now 2 in favor of Texas Tech.
Mac with the ball. Murphy gonna set him a screen. He sets the three and good.
Texas Tech responds with a three of their own after the pick set by Murphy O'Houlihan.
McFadden, hand contested, no good. Mac on the board. Stojakovic in the corner for three. Puts the yaw on Yakovic.
Indeed, this Texas Tech team really comfortable firing off from beyond the arc.
Oh, that was dirty. Texas Tech shooting 59%, Ohio State shooting 40%. Definitely a difference in clip right now.
Yeah, Ohio State does have the advantage of a bit more momentum as Da Vinci just absolutely palms the alley-oop attempt.
They do a good job recovering in transition, though. Mac is going to have the ball here as he goes up. No good. Profit getting the board.
Great defense by Zay Elliott there on Mac, forcing up a very tough layup.
Da Vinci, McFadden. McFadden goes up in all kinds of traffic. Grosjean's going to come down with the board. Houlihan, step back to Rocca. Rocca gets fouled, keeping him from the dunk.
Rocca trying to hit his own tomahawk that we saw Costco Banner do earlier, but Profit with a good foul. It actually looked like he got more ball than anything. And it does end up proving to be a good foul by Profit as Rocca misses the first.
They're going to not let Rocca live that one down immediately. I know that. Second one is also no good. Oof.
Yeah, ends up being a great foul by Profit there as Rocca misses both free throws.
McFadden working on Machiavelli. Da Vinci for three. Big man stretching out the floor.
Yeah, Mario Da Vinci, a very strong offensive-minded stretch center, more than capable of knocking down the three. In fact, one of his specialties, if I may be so bold.
And Machiavelli gets his man cut up on a screen, drives in, and takes the nice little mid-range jumper.
Yeah, lead still only 5 in favor of the Red Raiders at the moment. McFadden really kind of running the offense here for Ohio State as Machiavelli gets called for a shooting foul. Going to send the freshman to the line for two.
McFadden has had an excellent night shooting from mid-range. He's just, when he stands it out is when he's having some trouble. He's knocked down at least one, though.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Machiavelli... Go ahead.
he does have 8 points in the night, so despite not shooting super efficiently, he's at least contributing incredibly well in this defense. He's up to 10 now.
Yeah, and on the other side, Machiavelli's really standing out. At least to me, shooting pretty much wherever he wants when he wants to.
Yeah, Machiavelli, very much a highlight in that loss against Gonzaga for this Red Raiders team. Was their leading scorer in that game.
They just left him.
They only count that as a 2, though. There's one thing that I learned from my time in Ohio State is you don't leave Jalen Harlem that open, as Machiavelli just can shoot from wherever he wants.
Oh, man. He's looking like a new player coming into this season.
Ohio State going to call a timeout to talk things over. Only down 4, though, so the Buckeyes doing a great job keeping this close against one of the preseason top 2 and current top 5 teams here this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. Top 5 teams are always a battle.
Yeah, and really, I think it just kind of goes to show just how balanced it feels like this season is, right? A lot of these games, even with the kind of disparity in the ranks that we have in this one, it definitely feels like a case where either team can just find some small advantage and take over.
Mac to Houlihan. McFadden with the board off the miss.
Great defense by Da Vinci. Here's Zay Elliott. Doesn't get it to go. Da Vinci with the board.
Shot. No good. Almost gets the rebound again. Oh, and Rocket makes a bad mistake. But blocks him. That was an interesting sequence of events.
Yeah, that almost went in Ohio State's favor. Rocket does a great job recovering after knocking it off of Da Vinci's back.
Down to O'Houlihan. He's working against Profit. He was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's not a good matchup. Great active hands by Zay Elliott, though. Gonna shoot the mid-range, no good. Mac with the board.
Mac pushing in transition, goes up. Da Vinci, though, gonna foul him.
Yeah, Da Vinci just, doing his best to not make it easy. Ended up having to kind of jump from behind Mac there to try and contest the shot. Ends up getting a little too much body contact and sends Mac to the line for 2s. We'll see a slew of substitutions here for both sides.
I'm sure will. There's a lot of juniors on this team. Like Stanley Steamer Jr., Stojakovic Jr.
Yeah. Probably another junior or 2 coming down the line at some point for this Texas Tech team. Who knows?
Don Machiavelli Jr. Or maybe Jim Bob Jr. That would be excellent.
Yeah, I was thinking Mikey O'Houlihan Jr. myself. Is there's... Was that Buckeye? That was Joey Buckeye with a monster dunk, throwing it down with authority.
He's trying to earn that scholarship.
Yeah, I do want to point out Ohio State is shooting more than Texas Tech is at the moment. We kind of saw that play into Marquette's advantage in that last game against Oregon State. So far hasn't really affected here because Ohio State hasn't really had the efficiency. But we could very easily see that shift.
Buckeye up, no good. Mac gonna get the board. Mac, a senior for this Texas Tech squad. Looked for him to have a big season as he hands it off there to Steamer Jr. in the middle of the air, and easy lift for Steamer.
Yeah, this Texas Tech team is on the younger side. Of course, the 2 seniors, CJ Mack, like you mentioned, and Stanley Steamer Jr. Only 2 juniors as well with Rocca and O'Houlihan. 3 sophomores, Octavius, Grosjean, and Machiavelli. And then 3 incoming freshmen in Deathridge, Stojakovic, and Juan Carlos Wawa.
Definitely a strong freshman class. One of the strongest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think the highlight of this freshman class was Uwawa. He had a great career in high school.
Ooh, big block, Steamer Jr.
Ohio State, though, is going to maintain possession. Only down 3 here with 1:29 to go as Buckeye set to inbound.
Banner in the corner, then Glass. 3. That's good.
Big 3 there by Costco Banner, the power forward. This Ohio State roster this season is incredibly interesting. They brought in McFadden and Da Vinci, obviously, but 4 rostered centers here for this Ohio State Buckeye team.
Yeah, I was talking to Glass earlier this week and gave him a hard time because Georgetown gets a lot of tease for having 4 centers, and nobody says anything to Ohio State, who's got probably a bigger slew of centers. Prophet being just as giant as he is.
Prophet, big 7'6" center in his own right. Of course, Blokshotsky, no slouch in the height department either. But they also added Da Vinci and Joey Buckeye as well. Which does lend to some versatility. It allows Costco Banner to play some time at the 3 if they wanted to, despite the 2 rostered small forwards. Of course, they could run, Mario Block or Joey at the 4 or the 5, and possibly stretch one of them to the 3. You never know. As we hit halftime here, Ohio State down 2.
38-36 going into the halftime. It's been a fight here. We'll take a look at some stats coming up, but what's standing out to you?
The volume definitely stands out for Ohio State. They're shooting at a higher attempt clip than Texas Tech is, but again, just hasn't really had the efficiency to show for it. But it's been enough to keep this game close. The biggest lead, really, I believe, has only been 5 in favor of Texas Tech. Ohio State hasn't really been able to really regain the lead, but that's mostly because of the efforts of Don Machiavelli here, who's looking like Midoriyama from Kyoko no Basket. Able to shoot from everywhere. You see, Texas Tech shooting at 56%. Both teams pretty even in rebounds. Texas Tech with the advantage in assists. Ohio State the advantage in steals. Very, very close back and forth contest between these two. I expect to see more of that here in the second half.
Definitely. 2 talented rosters here. Stand-up players so far. Texas Tech easily could say Machiavelli. If he keeps shooting the way he is, he's definitely putting on a show. What would you say for Ohio State? Who would you say their player of the game is so far?
As it stands right now, McFadden definitely has a shout at being that. They seem to be running the offense through him when the starters are on the court. But just how this game overall has gone so far, Mario Da Vinci definitely up there, more so for his defensive presence than his offensive presence so far.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. And a big dunk there, McFadden.
And the freshman finding his way through with a big monster jam to start this second half for Ohio State. Ties this game up as Matt goes for a mid-range, no good. And there's Da Vinci getting the defensive board.
Da Vinci gives it to Harlem, who loses it, handles on it a little bit, but gets it back and drops it to Prophet, who's wide open.
Yeah, Prophet almost had the same thing happen to him that happened to Wawa on that side, but able to flush it home eventually anyways. And Ohio State now with the lead for what feels like the first time in this one.
Oh, man. Tough defense down low makes Murphy-O and Rocca miss. Ohio State drops it to Da Vinci. Da Vinci wide open.
Yeah, this front court combo of Prophet and Da Vinci looking very similar to, I believe it was Gonzaga last season with Orleans and Money Mills.
That would be Gonzaga. Yeah, they made it work really well. I know Glass had a plan picking up big man Da Vinci. Machiavelli for 3, misses that one. Now 4 for 6 on 3-point attempts.
Yeah, still 14 points though, 5 of 8 from the field. A great game from him as Harlem blocked by Rocca there, picked up by Grosjean.
Mac to Murphy, O'Houlihan. Back to Mac.
He's going to hand it off to Machiavelli there, but opts not to.
And O'Houlihan puts that one up over Da Vinci. McFadden bringing it up for Ohio State. Ohio State going to call a timeout. Not like in the last few sequences.
Yeah, I think they Coach Glass may have saw something he didn't like too, with how the offense was set up on that particular possession. Gonna opt to talk things over here with his Buckeye squad, see if they can't maybe get a better look here out of the timeout.
Sends it down to Profit, then the Harlem. To McFadden. McFadden gets it poked loose, picks it back up, sends it to Harlem. No good on the contest by Murphy O'Houlihan.
Rocca able to get the board there. Here's Machiavelli. Doesn't get the mid-range, gets it to O'Houlihan beyond the arc. He's not able to get it to go, so we see Profit hit the wood.
Mac with a steal. And 3 for Grosjean.
Yeah, great job in transition there by Texas Tech, finding the open Grosjean. Profit not really able to do anything, was looking to cut the inside lane. McFadden opts to take an open 3. Not able to get that one to drop.
Machiavelli gets his though, and another 3 for him. 5th 3 on 7 attempts.
Yeah, Texas Tech very swiftly on a 8-0 run here, despite the start for Ohio State.
And Rocca gonna get called for the foul.
And freshman McFadden to the line for 2. He's got 12, currently perfect from the charity stripe. Here comes Stojakovic.
McFadden gets both to go, so he remains perfect.
Yeah, 5 of 5 from the charity stripe for McFadden tonight.
Rocca tough. Put in Profit was contesting him.
Yeah, Rocca just kind of put himself all over Profit there to get that one through. Profit doing the best he can there, but you got a man like Rocca kind of all up in your grill. Not much you can really do about it.
Ooh.
McFadden going to go to the line again, fouled by Murphy O'Houlihan.
He's pretty much been able to go to the line when he wants to in this one.
Yeah, McFadden has really done an incredible job drawing fouls here. Being really aggressive, slashing to the boards, and really kind of forcing Texas Tech to make some tough decisions as far as causing these fouls is concerned. Substitutions now for both sides here, as I believe this is almost the entire bench unit now for both sides.
McFadden gets his shot up and gets that one to go too, so he's making a lot of bank off of those free throws.
Yeah, 7 free throws for Ohio State. All of them have been McFadden in this one.
It's a pretty impressive stat. Stojakovic with it. Gets it down to Uwawa. Little man down there on him, so he just goes over him.
Yeah, Uwawa gonna eat those mismatches all night long. As Costco Banner called for an illegal screen.
Yeah. I believe that's Deathridge coming in for Machiavelli.
Be accurate. I'm just realizing, by the way, that we don't have a free throws made single game that I can see.
Missed there from Octavius, but no worries. He's on the cleanup.
Carlos Wawa. And a great freshman pickup here for this Texas Tech team.
Hutski to the Buckeye. The Buckeye. It's like the Ohio
Buckeye.
State, you know. Glass trying to drive in. Sends up the mid-range jumper. No good. Wawa gets the board.
Great defense there by Tito Deathridge on Teddy Glass.
Down Octavius. Smaller defender.
Here.
Yeah, and he makes that look like no problem.
Yeah, and that's what Texas Tech it looks like is kind of their MO here in the second half is to find these down low mismatches and just exploit them. As Marcus Elliott with a very bad pass directly in the hands of Wawa. Deathridge knocks it through on the other side with the assist from Stojakovic.
And we've seen a number of bad turnovers at this point for Ohio State. Errant passes and what have you.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason now why this gap has kind of ballooned to now double digits in favor of Texas Tech is just these small mental lapses that we've seen in this one out of more the Ohio State bench unit than their starters, but the starting unit here for Ohio State definitely not immune to those effects either.
Marcus Elliott driving in, gets it poked loose, manages to retain it though. Glass to Buckeye.
5 seconds here. Buckeye, I think, going to have to put this up.
And he does. Difficult mid-range shot. No good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was not a very smart double team on Stojakovic there. Left Stanley Steamer Jr. wide open underneath the basket. And right now, this Ohio State defense just continues to fall apart.
Yup. There's another missed shot for Ohio State, now on a scoring drought in the last 2.5 minutes. Stojakovic looking to go, yeah. Steamer Jr. takes the shot. Stojakovic and Iwawa looking mildly similar, throwing me off.
Yeah.
Headband and bald, like.
Yeah, I think the difference is the facial hair for Iwawa compared to Stojakovic.
Octavius Drano.
23-6 run now in favor of Texas Tech. Iwawa also with the undershirt. Stojakovic opting to go without.
Yeah.
Here's Marcus Elliott with the mid-range, no good. Picked up by Shosky, who's able to put it back.
And a
11-point lead now for Texas Tech.
And a whole slew of Buckeyes down there.
Yeah, Texas Tech currently out shooting Ohio State in this quarter. Bit of a flip from what we saw in the first half so far.
Ooh, Deathridge gets it poked away. Steamer Jr. though manages to hold on to it. Steamer out to Deathridge. Deathridge for 3, no good.
Down by the Joey Buckeye.
Yes, the Joey Buckeye. The Buckeye. Marcus Elliott with the ball. Runs him off a screen. Sends it down to Glass. Glass dunks it. On a and one. Foul from Steamer.
Teddy Glass finally gets something to happen here for Ohio State. Trying to stem the bleeding. Apply the tourniquet, if you will. Glass converts on the and one. 8-point lead now in favor of the Red Raiders.
Mac with possession. Trying to get Machiavelli off the screen again. Mac's going to take the long 3. No good. End of the third quarter. 61-53. Get the 4s up in the chat. We got a whole nother quarter of action on a game that is not over yet. Man, that was such a sick pass.
It was. It's a great block there too by Raka.
Eight points separating the two teams in this one. Ohio State needing to iron out their offense and keep from doing too many turnovers, and Texas Tech just needs to keep piling it on.
Yeah, Machiavelli, though, is really kind of quieted down in this
Oh,
one.
you
As
say
it's
that.
a beautiful alley-oop to Murphy O'Houlihan with the tomahawk jam home. I hate my life.
AHT to HC connection there. Harlem down low, goes up, no good. Raka on the board. O'Houlihan. It does feel that way, doesn't it? Elliott with the ball.
Yeah, Houlihan, really quiet night for him so far. Only 4 points, all of them coming in this second half, and only 4 points to that.
Ooh. Great cut by Zay Elliott.
Ohio State's still kind of struggling with efficiency. Only at 40%. Texas Tech going to call a timeout. They're shooting at 53 right now. Still 8-point game in favor of Texas Tech as they're going to talk things over.
1 minute into the fourth. They want to talk it over, get some things ironed out. Texas Tech hasn't put the stop on Ohio State yet, and they want to close it out. Mac goes up against Profit, somehow gets the board from the tree. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, Kendrick Profit, though, able to come back with a really early block and was able to corral. Unfortunately, those large feet just had a bit too much out of bounds here. Texas Tech going to maintain possession as Machiavelli's under the basket.
Mac with it at the top of the key. He's looking to take a fadeaway three. No good. Harlem. Mac has taken a lot of fades tonight. A lot of very difficult shots.
Yeah, another player that's really cooled off in this one. Currently scoreless in the second half. Profit with a nice putback there. Now 6 in favor of Texas Tech.
Mac with possession, sends it to Grosjean. Houlihan. Houlihan goes up. No good.
Yeah, if there's any like super key upside here, is Rocket gonna get called for a reach in for this Buckeyes team? It's definitely the defensive prowess that we've seen out of the freshman center Mario Da Vinci.
And you know, such a high ceiling with him too. Coming through the season, expecting big things out of the freshman. Tough shot, no good.
Yeah, and Da Vinci's really kind of adapted here to more of a power forward role for this starting unit. Of course, Profit, the big 7'6" tree, is back with a very questionable off-balance shot there.
He's taking a few.
Ohio State rather corrals it.
And Zay Elliott gonna get it down on the other end. Mac is not taking a lot of balanced shots. He's taking them a lot of them off balance and making them a lot more difficult. Great look inside to Raka though.
Yeah, a great job finding Raka open down low. Profit kind of softened a bit on his assignment there.
Zay Elliott with the ball.
Mac gonna get called for a reach in, so. Turns out I'm a liar. As Ohio State rather, good lord, gonna inbound it here with 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Porter McFadden drains it.
McFadden, also another player that's been really kind of quiet in this second half, able to shrink this lead back down to one possession as Mac finally gets some points on the board in this half. Extends this lead back to the the very comfortable 5-point gap we've seen throughout most of this game.
Harlem though gonna take it back.
Yeah, very nice mid-range there by the junior Jalen Harlem.
Mac with the ball. Gives him a screen. Looks to drive in. Oh man, takes a tough shot. Prophet now feeling it as he gets that board.
Yeah, McFadden gets it over to Harlem here. Ohio State's really picked it up in the latter half of this fourth quarter.
And jumper is good from Harlem. It's a 1-point ball game.
Yeah, credit some of the assists there to Prophet with the massive screens to set up that look for Harlem.
And Machiavelli, no good. Prophet gonna get the board. McFadden will bring it up for Ohio State. Isaiah Elliott with possession. Mismatch down low. You've got Prophet on smaller Murphy O'Houlihan, and Prophet's just gonna bully ball.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works. Ohio State now find themselves with a 1-point lead here. 3:17 left to go in this fourth quarter, rather, as we see Kenny Glass going to go to the scoring table for Ohio State to check in at some point, maybe.
Oh man, that was a great look, but the pass was not executed the way it needed to be from Grosjean there.
Yeah, a bit of a miscue from Grosjean. He's going to take a seat now. Octavius going to come in. Harlem going to take a seat for Ohio State, allowing Teddy Glass to check in for the Buckeyes.
Okay, Elliott down to Glass, who's working on Octavius. We got Prophet out on the three-point line. Clears out room for Zay Elliott down to get down low. CJ Mack's gonna foul him and one.
Yeah, Zay Elliott does a great job getting behind Mack there. And it's just an easy pass there from Glass underneath Octavius to get it into the hands of Elliott. Mack with no choice but to commit the foul there. As Ohio State going to look to take a 2-possession game here.
Octavius inbound to Mack. And timeout for Texas Tech. They've only got one left. Ohio State has two. OSU has taken the lead, 71-67, 4-point ball game.
Yeah, and you know, now that I think about it, and with the graphic flashing up there, the big difference maker right now is we see Braxton McFadden, your player of the game, and the big reason for that, Ohio State has taken 9 free throws and has been perfect on all of them. 7 of those coming from your play of the game here in McFadden.
Player of the game, McFadden, as you said, freshman for the Ohio State team. It's a big pickup in this offseason, and it looks like he knew what he was doing coming to the squad. Machiavelli, though, getting down, beating McFadden, putting the easy up.
Yeah, both of them at 19 points apiece here. We expected that out of Machiavelli. McFadden didn't really have a game like this against Cincinnati. Again, it was more Prophet and the Elliott brothers getting a lot of the action there for the Buckeyes. But the freshman getting the start here in week 1 has proven to be a great offensive presence here for this Ohio State team.
Prophet with the ball, trying to dribble it in, sends it to McFadden. Back to Prophet, back to McFadden, tough layup.
Yeah, I definitely may have expected some more excitement out of the Prophet Raka matchup, but no, it's been McFadden and Machiavelli. Both of them kind of playing the point guard spot as Mack able to get that one to go. But the two players at the one, just firing on all cylinders on both sides for both of these teams here.
Teddy Glass gets blocked, but Ohio State will retain possession.
Big defense there by Otto Octavius, the sophomore small forward. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Ohio State here. Da Vinci going to inbound it.
Missed Prophet coming down through wide open. Zay Elliott with the ball. There's a million people down in that paint.
Yeah, and Zay Elliott just forces the issue. Braga gets called for his third personal. Zay Elliott going to go to the line for 2 here. Gonna look to make this a 3-point game. Still incredibly close, though, with a minute 43 left. Could still very easily go either way.
The first one, no good. Costly with how close this game is right now.
Yeah, and the first miss that we've seen from the charity stripe for this Ohio State team, McFadden trying to give Elliott a bit of advice on how to follow through here. Kind of makes sense. McFadden 7 of 7 tonight from the free throw line.
He's going to put the second one up. And it's good. So take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, 10 of 11 now from the free throw line for this entire Ohio State team, though I believe it's only been Elias Machiavelli with just a deep, wide open three that you should have saw coming.
What is the single game 3-point record?
The single game 3-point record, I believe, is 7.
He's getting close. He's at around 6, I think.
Yeah, it is 7. It's actually a 2-way tie for that record between Dalla Dalla from Clemson back in season 2 and Jim Carr for UNC back in season 4.
So, been a few seasons, huh?
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, since then, a lot of it has, a lot of the offense is more shifted toward the front court, you know, the power forwards and the centers. But Machiavelli looking to kind of change that here with this Texas Tech team.
Houlihan gives it to Octavius. Octavius, up to Raka. Sorry, it's the hair. It's not even that similar.
I get it. 1-point gap, though, between these two teams. Ohio State with a minute 7 left to try and get something together.
In the corner is Glass with the ball. McFadden for 3. Train. Oh, big time shot.
Yeah, McFadden having a Peter Packer-esque performance here in week 1 for this Ohio State team. Still anyone's game, though, was... Yeah, Octavius with a nice drive in to tie this one up.
42 seconds on the clock. Midi goes up, no good. Mac with the ball. Tie ball game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to the defense for these two. Houlihan gets it over Da Vinci. Da Vinci's pressure defensively a bit too much, though.
Oh, no!
McFadden just absolutely dusts Machiavelli. Texas Tech going to take their last timeout. 23 seconds on the clock, so we're not going to see a shot clock reset. Ohio State does have the advantage here, though. They're up 2. They are in the bonus, so if Texas Tech does play the foul game, it's going to be an immediate 2 shots to the line here for Ohio State, I believe.
I'm going to give it to Machiavelli. Probably going to look for a 3 to ice it.
No, going to look to drive it in instead.
Oh, and he gets it. He gets it to go. So it's a tie ball game. 16 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Ohio State now going to call a timeout.
That is plenty of time for Ohio State to put a play together.
It is, unless Texas Tech goes for the foul game.
Yeah.
And realistically, if I'm Texas Tech, you don't want them to take a lot of time kind of passing the ball around. But if you see the ball in the hands of Kendrick Crawford, that's probably who they're going to take a hack at if they go the foul route, I think.
81-81, 16 seconds. This has been a ball game. I did not, based on the way this teams were playing in the beginning, this is not where I thought we were going to be come the end of the fourth.
Yeah, no, Ohio State was kind of on the back foot for almost the entirety of this game, but really stepped up in this fourth quarter. Again, kind of on the back of the freshman Braxton McFadden.
Here we go. Let's see what they decide to do. Looks like they're wanting to get it to McFadden here. Maybe not. Zay Elliott going to come up, then give it to McFadden. Oh, it's going to get almost an over the back violation.
I'm shocked that was not a backcourt violation.
It looked like there was a dribble on the other side of the court.
It looks like Ohio State's just going to try and take this to overtime. McFadden takes a deep three, no good.
Oh,
We're in overtime,
boy.
folks.
Look at that. Overtime, Texas Tech and Ohio State going down the fight. These guys are probably gassed, man.
Yeah, admittedly I would have expected this more in the earlier game between Ohio State and Marquette. That definitely seemed like the much more even matchup, but
Oregon State and Marquette on paper look like they could be, a heck of a game, and it ended up looking fairly lopsided, right?
yeah, it definitely got more lopsided, especially in that second half. Marquette putting up 61 in the second half.
Oh my God!
But
That's impressive.
This Ohio State team definitely making Texas Tech work for that top 5 as Rocca now picks up his 4th. So that could be something to watch out for here in OT as Rocca potentially falling out with 3:54 left in OT.
Free throw is up. No good.
That could be disastrous for Ohio State.
Could definitely. Machiavelli step back 3. No good. Octavius, though, going to get the rebound and put it back.
Very ambitious shot there by Machiavelli. A great job by Octavius, though, corralling the rebound and getting the putback.
The Buckeye with the ball. Glass takes it in. Mid-range jumper is good. It's going to be a lot of back and forth leads here as there's only a 1-point difference.
Yeah, admittedly, I kind of thought Glass was going to take that straight to the backboard, opt for the mid-range instead, though. Probably a smarter basket in his defense.
And Murphy O'Houlihan gets the putback.
Now 69 shots apiece. Texas Tech with the efficiency advantage, but again, the free throws really a key factor in Ohio State staying in this one. Machiavelli's going to strip Marcus Elliott. Here's Tito Deathridge to O'Houlihan.
Oh, wow.
Ohio State going to call a timeout here, down 3 with 249, to go here.
Smiling all big and goofy after a play like that. 3 points.
Almost reminds me of that dunk we saw in preseason. Who was that again? It was for the Illini, if I recall correctly. Terry M'Baku. And making it look like a dunk contest out here as Ohio State ties it up with a nice 3 by Da Vinci.
Yeah, and that will be nice. Don't want to get anybody get too far ahead in this one if you're trying to stay competitive. Houlihan driving it in.
Yeah, call this a bold prediction, but with how back and forth this has been, especially here late, I could very easily see this one going into double overtime.
We got another game. McFadden goes up and 1. Machiavelli fouls him.
Great effort there by the freshman McFadden. Again, having an incredible breakout game here to start the regular season for Ohio State. Gets the and one. Going to be taking his 8th free throw of the night. Ohio State and Texas Tech not caring that there's a game after this. They're having too much fun on the court right now as McFadden still perfect from the charity stripe. Now 8 for 8 for him.
Down to Machiavelli. Gets the easy layup. They've been cooking each other.
Yeah, very much an offensive contest between McFadden and Machiavelli. Again, both operating at the point guard position here for both of these teams. And I'm pretty sure both of them are easily 20-25. And what was that exchange?
Well, a bailout gone wrong is what it was simply.
Apparently, Texas Tech going to get possession here after that. I don't even know what to call it. That was...
And unfortunately, he had Profit down low if he could have just dropped it to him.
I think that's who it was trying to go to, and I guess it might have bounced off of one of his teammates. I couldn't tell you. Profit, though, with some great hands, gets it to Zay Elliott.
Oh, but he gets blocked by Mac.
Ohio State, though, going to maintain possession. Mac not able to get to it to save it inbounds. 16 seconds on the shot clock for Ohio State here. Is Da Vinci going to be the one on the inbound pass?
Gives it to Profit. It looked like it almost ended up in the hands of Houlihan, but everybody was just stacked.
Back to McFadden working on Machiavelli.
McFadden takes a deep three, no good. Mac on the board.
I don't necessarily agree with, but he kind of had to just because of where the shot clock was. Machiavelli gets double teamed by Da Vinci, leaving Houlihan open. Opts not to take that deep three, though.
Rocca with the ball, gets doubled, swings it all the way over to Mac. Houlihan's going to set the screen. And Houlihan, he gets it to go, and Rocca fouls out.
Yeah, they are going to count the basket, so Texas Tech going to have a 2-point lead here with 52 seconds left, but Rocca fouling out kind of gives Ohio State a bit of an advantage down low, as Wawa now going to be forced to deal with this absolute tree limbs of Kendrick Profit.
And Da Vinci gonna just drop that one in. Tie ball game. 41 seconds left in this overtime, and down Rocca.
Yeah, I saw the opportunity. I didn't really expect it. Rocca called for an off-ball personal that ends up being his 5th foul. And 41 seconds left here. It's looking like a strong possibility we're going to see double OT.
Machiavelli, you said OT. Machiavelli says, I don't want it.
Machiavelli says, I want to go home. Machiavelli done with this now.
Oh, yeah. McFadden has to get a score here. Goes up, does, but it's still a 1-point game, so they're going to have to foul. I was going to say, if they didn't foul when I said that, I was going to be disappointed. Because I wouldn't have looked like I was known, like I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have the right of it. Machiavelli going to get fouled by McFadden again, so Ohio State does have a timeout, so they will be able to get this into their half court. Pretty much regardless of what happens on these free throws. This Machiavelli's first trip to the line tonight.
And first one is good. Crowd is anxious.
I don't blame them. Free throw knocked down, and Ohio State gonna call that timeout here. They do have to knock down a 3-ball to force an OT2. I would like to mention, though, this definitely a strong case for the coaches to bump Ohio State up in the coaches poll after this one. I could very easily see them well within the top 15, if not just breaching the top 10 next week.
Yeah, and Ohio State a little unhappy with where they were coming into this one. A lot of coaches did not change their rankings from preseason. Big three up, no good, and that should be ball game. They're gonna go to foul, but
it's gonna matter.
First one is good. And second one is 2. So with that being said, that is ball game. They'll hoist one up. 99-94. Texas Tech scrapes it out in overtime. A 5-point win.
Yeah, it's still what a fantastic game between these two teams. Ohio State did a great job in the second half, clawing their way back into it, forcing the original overtime. But unfortunately, Don Machiavelli, toward the end of OT is like, all right, I'm done with this. It's time for us to go home.
Yep, he definitely he shot incredible from 3 on the whole tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw potentially a new candidate for freshman of the year. After preseason, it definitely looked like it was going to be Peter Packer, but after a performance like that, Braxton McFadden definitely kind of punching his ticket into that conversation.
Still have another game tonight, so we'll try to get it through here quickly. Field goals 50%, 4% to 47%, so fairly even. Anything really stand out to you here?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the difference in 3-pointers for Texas Tech that ended up winning them this. 5 more 3-pointers made than Ohio State. The free throws definitely kept Ohio State in this and kept it close. But without those, this would be a much bigger gap between these two.
Yeah, absolutely. 13 3-pointers made. We'll get over into the box scores, starting with Ohio State. Holy cow. Yeah, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Braxton McFadden, 31 points, a rebound, and 4 assists. He had 22 shots taken, made 10. Mario Da Vinci, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Both freshmen at the top of the boards here for Ohio State.
Yeah,
Casco.
real quick before you get into Costco banner, Braxton McFadden was 6 points off the single game points responsible for record set by Michael Bryston last season.
Ooh wee, what a debut, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see if Machiavelli was able to break that. It was at 46, the current
Okay.
single game record in
Well, we'll
points
definitely
responsible.
take a look. Casco Banner, 9 points for him. Zay Elliott, 8 points, a rebound, 3 assists, and a steal. Harlem, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Profit, 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. 4 for 4 on the night. Marcus Elliott, 7 points, 2 assists. 2 for 8, though. It hurts a little. And Teddy Glass, 5 points, a rebound, 4 assists, and a steal. Block Shotsky, 2 points, 5 rebounds. And rounding them out, the Buckeye, 2 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a block. Any final words on the Tech here before we get on the Ohio State before we get into Techs?
No, I mean, just a great performance out of Braxton. I think if the rest of the Ohio State roster was able to keep up with just the sheer offense that he was able to put out in that one, this would have gone Ohio State's way. I think much more team-oriented ball from Texas Tech. Again, another key factor in them
Absolutely.
winning out here.
33 points for Don Machiavelli, an assist and a steal. 11 for 16 on the night. Had 7 out of 10 3-pointers.
Yeah. Only responsible for 35, though, was outpaced there by CJ Mack, who still 75 points responsible between the two, and CJ Mack's the one with the double-double.
Yep, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, a steal, and a block. 5 for 16 shooting. Would like to see the efficiency come up a bit, but heck of a game for Mack. Octavius, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. O'Houlihan, 11 points, 5 rebounds, assist. Stojakovic, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block. See, that's why I had it written down, because I knew I was going to forget how to say it. Raka, 6 points, 10 rebounds, an assist, and 2 blocks. Deathridge, 4 points, 3 assists. Wawa, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Steamer Jr., 4 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and 2 blocks. And rounding them out is Grosjean, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Any final words?
Yeah, I mean, a potential new freshman star in the making. 2 of them out in Ohio State, Texas Tech, proving almost without a shadow of doubt why they're a top 5 team. Ohio State definitely making a case for moving up into the top 10. Will be interesting to see though how the rest of the out of conference tournament goes for both of these teams.
Absolutely. Stick around. We've got another game coming up. TCU versus Tennessee, two top teams, top 20 teams. For me, KT and Aaron Hughes, that'll be it from us. We'll see you here in a minute.